guys, Happy Dude here, and here we have a Chevrolet Caprice Police car from the movie Terminator 2. It's from the brand Greenlight, it's in scale 1/18 and made out of die-cast. Alright, let's take it out of the box. So, this police car is not exclusive to the movie Terminator 2. You can find these cars almost in every action and comedy movie from the 80s up until to the end of the 90s. So I'm really glad Greenlight made one, because it's just such a famous police car. It's a shame that you cannot find one in high detail where you can open up everything and see the trunk and the engine and open up all the doors, because on this Greenlight version you can only open up the front doors. That's it. Okay, let me give you some measurements. 29 centimeters long. With the police lights it's 9 centimeters high. Without, it's 8 centimeters, and it's 10.5 centimeters wide. 942 gram, and that's 33.2 ounce. It does roll pretty good, with a few rattles here and there. I suspect that's because there will be a lot of play in the wheels. Oh yeah. Okay, let me show you a detailed view of the car, so you can see the paint job and all the decals in detail. It's pretty good, I have to say, for the price. I suspect that the number on the police car and the number plate will be the same as in the movie. Yeah, okay. And now a view of the inside. The door does have a window, so be careful that you don't break it. Now inside there's not a lot of detail. Even the police radio and all the equipment is missing. And here's the Terminator figurine. Now it looks pretty good, but it's a bit of a shame it's not completely chrome. You cannot move the arms or legs or head, and it can't even stand upright. It always falls over, so it's a bit useless. So I think it's not worth the extra money to buy the Terminator police car with this figurine. I think it's a lot better that you just buy the police car on its own. So I'm just going to try something out. I'm going to cut a piece out of this styrene, glue it to its feet, and then I'm going to repaint it with chrome alclad. First, let's rough up the Terminator a bit with some sandpaper. Okay, it's all sanded up. And now I'm going to cut a shape out of this styrene. Now I hope we can break this off. Yes. Okay, and now we can round this off with a Dremel. And voila! I also made a little edge so it looks a bit more like a puddle, like in the movie. And now we're gonna sand this surface too. And then we degrease everything with some isopropyl alcohol. And now I'm going to put some very strong epoxy glue on there. And this will also make the puddle a little bit more realistic. And the figurine will never fall off. Then we mix those up. And then we wait for about 2 minutes. Okay, it's time to put our figurine in there, but first I'm going to put a few drops of super glue on its feet so it will remain in place. Alright, it worked, and now we're gonna let that dry for about 20 minutes. After I'm done with the epoxy glue, I always clean off the tips and put some tape on there so it doesn't spill out and it doesn't get hard. Okay, and now it's time to paint the figurine. I think the epoxy glue will be hard enough. Oh yeah, it's hard.
That's what she said!
Now, before we start to paint, I'm going to decrease the figurine again. That means it's time to take out my airbrush. And then first we put on the black base coat. Shake before use. First we dust off the model a bit. And now we can start to paint. Now, if you did a good job, it should look like this. Very smooth and very shiny. I've used a total of 3 coats, and for every coat I waited between 5 and 15 minutes. It depends on your temperature. The paint still needs to be a little bit sticky. Now, before we put on the chrome paint, we have to let it completely dry out, so that will take a few hours. That's why I put it on a second base so I can feel, and it's still sticky, so we still have to wait. Oh, and when you're done with the black base coat, don't forget to clean out your airbrush, because that primer is very hard to remove, so I use some acetone. So now it's safe to put on the chrome paint. Here it is. Shake before use. Always blow the dust off first. Now, to spray this chrome paint on, you have to do it very lightly and careful. So, this is the first layer, and you can already see the shiny chrome, but with the second layer it's going to look a lot better. And you only have to wait like 2 or 5 minutes. This stuff dries very fast. Wow, that looked good. I hope you guys agree. It's so shiny. Now it actually looks like a liquid Terminator. I am very happy with the result. After an hour or so, it should be safe to pick up. But I'm still going to let it dry in a safe place. After that, we can give it a quick polish to really make it shine. Here you can see before and after. Now, because this is not a high detailed model and it wasn't that expensive, I want to build some police lights in it and also front lights and rear lights. So let's open it up. So you only have to remove 6 screws to open this model up, 4 in the corners and 2 on the front wheels, as you can see here. Yes, very easy. So, to remove the interior, we have to remove this screw right here and 2 here. Oh, there's one missing. Okay, the screws are removed. So now I think this will come out. Yeah. Oh yeah, very, very easy. I hope they don't break. Just wiggle it a little bit. Oh, there goes the orange piece. Oof. Oh, it's out. Whew. Okay, that wasn't that bad. You can also use the part of the knife that doesn't cut and put it between there so you have some leverage. And then it will pop out. There we go. Okay, the rear lights are going to be a bit more difficult since there's a very long chrome piece over the lights. This is going to be very difficult. Poof. I'm afraid I'm going to break it. Now, I don't really see a safe way to remove the chrome trimming, and even if I can remove it, the rear lights appear to be glued in, so... And here's another problem. The LED cannot shine through this light because the back is solid and it's very thin to drill through that. I'm afraid the plastic in the front is going to break. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna try it. I can't believe it worked. But you will always see a little scarf here. That's inevitable. Inevitable. Now for the rear lights, I'm just gonna drill through here and I'll be just eyeballing it. Okay, let's see. Yes, I can see some red plastic. So it worked. But it's very thick metal, so you will have to drill for a while. I'm a little bit too high. See? That's because I was drilling at an angle. So while I was drilling, the lights popped off. So now I can see where the holes are. This is going to make it a lot easier. And now we have to drill a hole in the front of the car. Oh yeah. Perfect. Drilling a 3mm hole in this police light will be very easy since we already have holes marking the spot. Now, since this is plastic, you don't have to put a lot of pressure. Just let the drill do the work. Oh yeah, that's right. There are some plastic bulbs inside. I think it's best to open this. I did not have this problem with the police car of the Dukes of Hazzard. And now we can also clean this out with some compressed air. Then we put some glue on there. And also on here. It's model glue, so you have to wait a few minutes. Okay, so the LEDs I'm gonna use for the police light can flash blue and red, and they work on 12 volt. So I'm gonna use this small battery, but the warm white LEDs, they work on 3 volt, so it will be necessary to solder a resistor between that, and you simply connect that to the positive wire, and these are 470 ohm. So first we strip the wire, then we put a little heat shrink over the wire, and then we can connect our resistor, and now we can solder them together. And now we have a very strong connection. And then we put the heat shrink over there and let it shrink. Okay, done. And now I have to do that 3 more times. Now we still have to drill 2 holes in here for the wires for the police lights. It's very easy to measure that from these 2 holes that are these 2 pins here. So from the middle to the middle of the hole that I drilled, it's exactly 10 millimeters. So that's 1 centimeter. But we still have to make the holes a lot bigger so the wires can pass through. And now it's time to put in the LEDs, and for that we can use super glue. But before I do that, I'm gonna sand the LEDs. This will make sure that the glue will stick to it, and it will also make sure that the light is spread out evenly and not just a little dot of light. Oh right, and before you solder all the wires and glue the LEDs into place, always do a test of the LEDs itself to make sure they work. Okay, now that the light is sanded, we can put some glue on there. And then we put it into place. There we go. And then we just wait a few seconds. This will dry very fast. And now we do the same for all the other lights. Okay, and now we can fit the interior back in. And the wires can actually fit through the side here. Okay, all the LEDs are now glued in place, and then I've soldered all the positives to each other and all the negatives to each other, and then I've put some heat shrink over that. And now I'm going to make a hole in the bottom piece so I can place a switch there. After that, I made the hole a little bit bigger with a Dremel so the switch can fit through. And this is the battery and battery holder that I use. Okay, so all the LEDs and the battery are now soldered to the switch. So now we can do a little test. Yes, all the lights work. Nice. Oh right, in the box I also found these two searchlights, but they were constantly falling off, so I had to glue them on. I really like the interval of the police lights, and after a while it changes. And I'm very happy with the headlights. As you can see, it's warm white because I hate it when they put cold white in a car from the 80s. And the rear lights also turned out great. And now I want to know what you guys think about my mods that I did to this model. And also don't forget to like and subscribe.